While in the middle of renovating their 40s home, a married couple from Ohio found something that will turn their lives upside down. Soon after cleaning up the first and second stories of the house, it was time to start in the basement. Little did they know something surprising would catch their attention while cleaning up the basement. They got intrigued by the things they found while cleaning in the basement and started to look some more. However, they had no idea that they need to contact the FBI for the items they would find. As they began to break away at the walls, the husband stumbled into some graffiti smeared out across the room. The basement repairs were full of wonders since the start. The owner pulled back the wallpaper and couldn't believe what he saw and find out shocking drawings and writings all over the wall. He could never have anticipated that this was just the start of unforeseen events. Before we start, can we get this video to 1,000 likes? Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. There was something stuck within the ceiling and the subfloor. He took a closer look, and the object was fitted perfectly between the rafters and had to rely on his strength and endurance to grab the object and then pull it out. The homeowner did not pay much attention around. He kept going by cleaning the place and then hammering through it while documenting each step of the journey using his camera. Some of the walls had been partially destroyed when he started to rest and piece down the ceiling. When he continued, he saw something incredible. He eventually noticed that the enormous bolt was a suitcase. It was green and gray, and someone intentionally put it there so that no one would ever discover it. He stood for the suitcase and was surprised by its weight. Why would such a bag be so heavy to its size? Something informed him he needed to address this with caution. He started to become excited from all the excitement of what secret treasures could be inside the box. He took a deep breath and moved on. He decided to call his wife and waited for her to come back home. He didn't want her to miss the great revelation. He also wanted to have her there in case something went wrong. Someone went to extra mile to cover the suitcase, but why is that? While he waited for his wife, he started to examine the suitcase and was shocked when he discovered out just how massive this thing was. While it was somewhat small, the secrets hiding inside of it could be huge. He started to think about what could be inside this piece of baggage. He believed that it must be something very worthy or essential because it was well hidden. He thought that it was overwhelming to see these things. He could not keep the excitement of what was inside the suitcase. At the time his wife was back, he explained to her what he just found. It must have felt like Christmas, like unwrapping a gift that he had no idea what was inside. The couple huddled together and brainstormed what could be on that suitcase. Would it be cards? Jewelry? Cash? The renovator had below expectations, believing that he would presumably just find some old stuff like a sports card, and he was far off. He couldn't believe what he discovered. Together, they opened the suitcase, and nothing showed off at first. They found piles of wax paper encased around rectangular objects. At that point, they don't have any idea what could be hidden inside that bag. It began to make sense when they took out the bundles. They started to unwrap all the wax papers inside the bag, and they hold something, but what was it? He began to peel off the waxy material. It then appeared on him that he was staring at money. The bundle had been hiding an enormous stack of $20 bills, and it was only the first bundle. They started to stare at the money some more and recognized that they were all old. They couldn't think the mere sum of cash they were looking at. Who had placed all of this money here? It was all 20s and could be 1,000 in the suitcase, and they started to freak out at that moment. They don't know what to do and started to look for the camera. They were excited to start unpacking all the other bundles. Were they going to show the same thing, or did they have something even more worthy than that one? The man and woman stared at these bundles in wonder. They believed that they would get the same thing in the rest of the bundles, too. They were thrilled as they started to peel off the wax paper layers, and they had $50 and $100 bills instead. The second bundle didn't have any $20, it was all 50s, and it was out of control when the third bundle was 100s. They had so many questions running through their minds. The couple was getting stacks of hidden money in their house. At first, they thought it was hilarious, but they soon realized this wasn't a matter to be kidding about. In all seriousness, where did this catch come from? And who was working to hide it? Where did it all come from? It was indicated that the bills were hidden a long time ago, all the way to the 30s and 20s. How long has passed since then? How much was cash in there? Talk about an excellent find. They were shocked and surprised, so they contacted the lawyer who helped them estimate the value of all the cash. The lawyer stated that the money they got in the bag was worth around $23,000. After a week full of celebration, lawyers, and recovering from the massive shock of this astonishment, the two decided it was time to go back to their routine. They were thrilled with all the money, but enough was enough. But they didn't even know it was not over yet. Even renovators who found the money in the ceiling needs to go back and finish the renovation. This DIY genius again left in unbelief when he saw another suitcase waiting for in the ceiling. Once again, the renovator was the only one when he saw the second suitcase. He could not even hold his excitement. How is it possible that he did not saw this suitcase when he got the first one? He waited for his wife to return home to open it again with her. He recorded the whole thing with his camera. However, he had no idea that they were working on something more surprising in the future. It was only expected that they would get more interested. After all, there could be more secrets within the walls of their house. There was also no means they could leave the basement in its current half-finished status, so they decided to keep on searching. After all, there could be more secrets within the walls of their house. There was also no means they could leave the basement in its current half-finished status, so they decided to keep on searching. They soon discovered something so unexpected that it became appropriate to reach the FBI. The homeowners were aware that they were required to continue going with the renovation, and that's what they did. His wife finally stepped through the door, and they quickly burst open the bag. Just like the first one, it was piled with thick blocks of money. The final sum will leave you speechless. They did not know that the bunches of bills were not the only thing they would discover there. When they get back to work, the man noticed yet another suitcase was hidden between the rafters. What could it be in this new bag?